And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All sorts of issues here, but we got it in Lakeville, Minnesota. Along with Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner. We're just a couple minutes into this one, and we are scoreless in the early going between Lakeville North and Lakeville South. Of course, these are always some classic matchups. Every hit, every contact makes a difference here, Bart Archer. And you have the Panthers moving from right to left across your screen right now. And meanwhile, or left to right rather, in their red, white, and black sweaters. Meanwhile, the Cougars in their white, maroon, and gold. The puck will be played back into the corner, back off the side of the net. And the Panthers will outlet to the left wing side. Handled now by Weckman, who plays that one. They're going to cut that one off in the neutral zone. There's Ludke. His pass is picked off. The intensity very good here. Edeback with it. Now it's sent back in by the Cougars. That was Malinsky. And now the Panthers look to play ahead. That's cut off by the Cougars' Malinsky. That shot's blocked, played off to the right wing side. Ahead they go. It's going to be a one-on-one across the line, though. Malinsky pulls up. Nice little stick work there, turned in by Ludke. And at the line, it's going to be Davidson with a shot that's swatted away there by Malinsky on the defense. And a penalty coming up behind the play. Oh, Bart Archer, they're into it here.
Yeah, it's a packed house as well. But every hit gets a response from the fans, but I think it's going to be Ben Davidson, the sophomore defenseman for Lakeville North, but South with possession, so they're going to try to milk this as much as they can. Good opportunity for them.
Yeah, they will try to milk it, the milkman, as much as there wasn't a penalty. I thought I saw the arm. Oh, you're right, Bart Archer.
Absolutely.
I was talking to my guy, Chad Kruger here, who we're sharing tables with. I had a question for him, and now they finally made contact. That's Mario Gasparini. 11:33 to go here in period number one. High school hockey on the MNHockey.tv.
Well, it is going to be a slashing penalty. Lakeville North behind the 8-ball early in this contest. Really only one scoring opportunity, so didn't miss too much. Couple hits, but we're going to see plenty of hits tonight. But a great opportunity for a 24.4% power play for this Cougar team coming in their friendly confines. A nice arena packed up. Everybody's ready for some great high school hockey, and the Panthers have a challenge in front of them. 76.7% penalty kill, room for improvement, but great opportunity for the Cougars to take early lead.
The Cougars regain possession to the near side. On the puck, that's Alaski who plays this down the wall. Aguilera with it. Stop that hits the official. Check thrown there by Davidson. And they're going to play this one back up through center and the length of the ice wide of Henry Welsh. As behind the net, they're going to set it up with Sam Alaski. Alaski outlets left wing side for Aguilera. He runs into a check in the neutral zone there by the Panthers, but they have some support along the way. Novak shot. That stopped and turned aside by Will Johnson. In goal for the Panthers here tonight. Back up to the line. They'll play this one rink wide to the near side for Alaski, who's going to play this one down off the corner for Aguilera. Back up for Alaski for Aguilera. 1:15 to go in the power play. And a cross check is going to be called. Offensive zone penalty. That one on Yanni Kivialmi's Cougars. He's not going to be pleased with that one, Bart Archer.
No, and I think that's going to be Steinhagen that's going to go. Offensive zone penalty on the power play. Really not what you want to do, but there's going to be a lot of physical activity in this game, so both teams are going to have to play pretty close to the vest, or at least play an honest game. But now it's going to be 4-on-4, so a lot of room out there to move for another minute and 12 seconds, barring another penalty being called.
I know it looks a little yellow on your screen, right?
A lot of
but
yellow
what
here.
color is it in here?
Right.
It's kind of yellowish,
yeah,
right?
Very
sometimes when you go, oh, it looks yellow, what the heck? I mean, it used to be when we did MyFoxHockey.com back in the day, we were just happy to get someone to see the game because
Absolutely.
no one could get it. But now we're at the HD level. You're putting it on the smart TVs. So our photographer, Todd Grover, dialed it in best he could given the color here.
Boy, they tried to ring it around the wall, and it must have hit a part of the boards or some of the advertisement, but it just stopped dead. Great opportunity for Lakeville North.
The old funny Karam. 4-on-4 now for another 45. What a great venue to call a game from, Bart. Back behind the net. Of course, tonight's coverage presented by Tradition Companies. Jake Eneback on the bench for Lakeville North, a big part of that operation. 7 different companies involved with them, including Homes by Tradition and Robert Thomas Homes, among others. Back at center, that's picked off in the neutral zone by Ben Davidson. He's checked on the play down by Portner, and now it's going to be played to the slot area. 17 seconds of 4-on-4. Panthers Griffin with it, toes the line. There's a one-timer, the 1T from the far side, as they ring that one all the way around the rail and back into Panther territory for Cole Pearson to pick it up. We're now at full strength for the Panthers. They'll enjoy the power play for another 43 seconds. Back in behind the net now. It's going to be Anello with it. Plays it up to the left wing side for Pearson, the defenseman who is down on the wall. Gets a little bit of help now to the corner. That's Caden Smith. Back up to the line. Back down below they go. Davidson. They score! A backdoor feed from the left side to the right. And the Panthers strike first for the 1-0 lead.
Well, I think that sophomore defenseman, Ben Monson, that snuck in on the weak side, just worked his way in. But nice puck movement by the Panthers on that one. Very efficient. Just went across the ice, got it onto Munson's stick, and he just sent one into an open goal. Beat Henry Welsh. Early 1-0 lead for the visiting North Panthers. Up to this Cougar team to respond on that one. But really nice puck movement in the offensive zone by the Panthers.
By the way, we will have the final game of the season. It's the last game we're going to do on our 142-game schedule of the MNHockey.tv. It'll be back here at Lakeville, where we'll have Lakeville North, Lakeville South for round 2. So this is just the start of all of the fun and games here between these two teams. And obviously they want to try to position themselves for a Section 1 AA final and a right to go to the Minnesota State Tournament. Backpedaling Hockey Day, Minnesota coming up this Saturday. How about that matchup, Minnetonka and Andover? You better get up early. It's like breakfast with Wimbledon.
Yeah,
9:30 start time.
Get the marquee matchup out of the way.
And why
early.
not? Let's play when it's about 20 below. The wind chills will be at 25 to 30 below. You're not going to take that inside, aren't they, Bart Archer?
Well, it's all about the safety of the kids. If they deem it necessary, they will. But you hope that they can get it, that the weather will cooperate a little bit so they can play it outside.
When we were young, we were put inside when it was that cold, too. So we'll see what happens there. Munson with it. Plays that across center ice. Cut off by Welsh. He's going to get some help now from Mulaski to play it to the right side. It's 1-0 in favor of Lakeville North here at Hasse Arena in lovely Lakeville, Minnesota. Just a great crowd. Good vibe. Terrific to be here. Gasparini, wrister deflected. Ooh, nice save there. Take a look at this one on the way in, Bart. Great focus by Welsh.
Well, indeed, he had to. It was a good shot by Gasparini from the left point, but it was Gunderson trying to stop that changed the direction on that a little bit. But Welsh did a nice job of reacting very, very quickly to close that 5-hole and hold on to that puck, force the faceoff. We're in even 8 minutes left in this first period. Lakeville North holding on to 1-goal lead. Not a lot of offensive zone time for the Cougars at this point.
Now they'll work this one across the line. Gasparini gets inside on his man as they're going to play this one off the end boards. Gasparini, that's cut off, though, by Schumacher. Tucker Schumacher to the corner. That gets away from one man. Now it's going to be the Panthers again out of the corner with it. They'll bump this off the end boards. Ring it hard around by DuPont. That gets underneath the stick. And now backpedaled by Wyatt Barton. Barton will play this in behind. Will Johnson sets up behind the net. Here come the Panthers up ice to play this rink wide. Good neutral zone coverage there by the Cougars, and it's going to be sent back in. Fast-moving first period. We're almost 10 minutes into it with 7:13 to go. Across the line, that's cut off on the stick there by Steinhagen. Gets a little bit of help from Portner. That one might have been, was that off the stick of Johnson? Bart couldn't tell from my angle. They're going to play this one to the left wing side. Into the neutral zone it goes. Malinsky sends that one back in behind the Panther net. It's going to be swung around Munson, and that one's whistled down with the net off its posts.
Well, it was really a nice pinch by Malinsky on that. You can tell when a player has some confidence on that offensive blue line. He doesn't bail early, but held that puck in, sent it around. But as you said, net off the mooring, so faceoff is going to remain in the Lakeville North zone. 6:53 left. Shots on goal. Lakeville North with a 5-3 advantage over the Cougars, but since that Lakeville North power play goal, looks like the Cougars have had a little life. But Lakeville North has a nice flow to their game right now. They're getting the puck out of their zone relatively clean, and that's primarily what they're going to have to do tonight. But the Cougars need to get some offensive zone time.
Back off the right corner it goes. Munson was there. It'll come all the way up to the line as it's pool cued out of the zone by Johnson. Munson now is there. And to help out is Caden Smith. Now it's the Cougars off the boards. Ahead it goes on the stick for Steinhagen. 2-on-1. Ooh, feed was a little bit juicy there for
a little hot.
Yeah, a little too hot coming in there through the middle. That's going to hit traffic there. That bumps off Malinsky. And now it's going to be handled at the line off a skate. Nice job there by Steinhagen To the far wall it goes. It's gathered in by Bakke, and it's going to be back in behind the net. Oh, that one goes out front just wide of the mark, and here they go. The Panthers back up ice with 6 minutes to go in the period. Panthers now to the right wing side, steered aside by Henry Welsh. And now it's going to be the Cougars in transition across center with Jacob Malinsky. He's alone, though, so he's going to be forced to eat this one on the boards. We'll see if he can get this one tucked into the corner. Too many Panthers there to win the battle, and here they play it to center. Gasparini has a 2-on-1. Cruising on the right side. There's a shot. Ooh, he had a big opening there. He had Liebens with him, but instead it was wide of the mark, and to center ice it goes. Now it's Gasparini again. Fine skating defenseman in on goal, and that one was stopped by Welsh.
Well, we hit the rewind button. Cougars just got caught deep in the offensive zone, came back 2-on-1, and it was Gasparini that came down and put a good shot on. It was a 2-on-1, but the defense did a nice job of really limiting the Gasparini's options. So he took a shot wide, went around the wall, but a nice contain on that one. Puck found the stick of Gasparini again, but an easy save that time for Wells. Face out to his right, 5:26 left in the first period.
Bart Archer, Gasparini had more chances in that shift than most forwards do in a night. Wow, was not afraid to step up in the play.
Wow, if they can get that kind of offensive push from their defenseman, that bodes quite well for the Panthers.
Nice little move through center. On it now, it's going to be Calderon. Wrister. Oh, he went headhunting that one off. It glanced off Will Johnson's glove. Turnaround, that one wide of the mark by Jack Novak. Pinching down from the left wing side. Up in the air it goes. Nice play to keep it alive was Sam Alasky, the senior. Now the body check to the corner. We'll see who wants to come out of this one. It's the Cougars. Shallow angle hit the side of the net there from Nico Aguilera. Now it's going to be the Panthers again. They'll find an opening and send that one the length of the ice, and all the way back down we go.
Well, Aguilera actually had a player, and I think it was Jack Novak, waiting in the wings right by the left dot. Didn't see him, opted for the shallow side shot. Any shot on goal is really a good shot at this point, but he had Novak free and clear that would have had a great angle on the goal, but the puck all the way down. Face-off now is going to be to Will Johnson's left. 4:36 to go in this first period. Lakeville North still up by 1.
In to take the draw will be Harvey. He gets that back up to the line. Wrister's deflected wide of the mark, and they're going to go back into the corner. On the forecheck, that was Aaron Holz at the line. Ooh, that might have been offside just barely.
Yeah, he just delayed. It just came out by an inch, as he said, Pete Wagner. But this is really a tightly contested conference. There's a lot of good players, a lot of good teams up there as far as like Lakeville North, 7-2 is pacing. Rosemont right on their heels. Lakeville South, Egan, Prior Lake. So there's a log jam at the top of the South Suburban, and we can see why these teams are
some
very
nice
equally
clubs
matched.
in the South
Indeed,
Suburban.
there is.
And you also take a look at the section, the 1AA. You know, lately it's been pretty much the Lakeville North, Lakeville South show with a little bit of help from Farmington sticking their nose into the mix. There's a wrister in on goal that's handled. Tucker Schumacher, the senior. 4:08 to go in the first. Wow, what a quick moving period this has been. Yeah, good tempo.
Real estate's hard to come by, though. Everything is challenged. They're willing to sacrifice their bodies, but I like the way that they're checking. It's checking with purposes, not just to get the crowd riled up. It's the appropriate play for the situation, but that trend is going to continue as this game goes on. If you like the physical activity, you're going to like this game.
Kicked up to the line, poked up and out of play off the netting.
Well,
reset.
Even in front of the net, there's some battles going on, but that's what you kind of expected. If anything's a carryover from the JV game, there's a lot of emotions that were running amok, but these guys seem to be holding their composure actually quite well. Still physical, but with control, and that's what both coaches want to see tonight. A lot of recent faceoffs down in Lakeville North zone. Can't tempt fate too many times.
Looking to play that one to the corner was Harvey, as it's going to be played up to the right wing side. Pinching down to make the play was Malinsky, and now it's back to center ice. They'll try to swim their way through traffic. That was Schneider on the play. That's going to be handled and played to the slot area. Bounding puck that's loose. Oh, nice save by Welsh. Puck was pushed wide of the mark. Flipping that one through was Griffin, and now it's going to be the Cougars without much real estate as the forecheck is on for Lakeville North. Harvey, right wing side. Jammed on the play was Aaron Holz stepping up. Munson laid the leather there. Now Munson deflected off a stick and wide of the mark. Welsh will set up for his defenseman Calderon, who will walk off to the left wing side. Nice little touch on the move. They go with it. That's Johnson across the line. That misses the mark. And now it's going to be picked up by the Cougars, Alasky. And now off the turnover, Steinhagen gets it back, kind of toes his own line, and regroups to the right wing side for Reese Calderon. To the neutral zone through traffic. Gasparini better hurry because Steinhagen has an angle. Over to help out now for the Panthers. That was number 10, Johnny DuPont. Tucked back into the corner now. Steinhagen is there. And now they're going to gift it off to the left wing side. Nice job against the grain. Across the line is Gasparini. Wrister pad save. Rebound. Oh, what a nice blocker pad save. Cool as a cucumber. Henry Welsh with the blocker. To the slot area. It's swatted away. 2:23 to go and stands at number 1. They're going to outlet to Calderon to the right wing side for Alasky to center. That's off the stick of Gasparini, who's going to turn away from traffic. Very elusive. Finds his man in the neutral zone. And Kranz, he stood up. Nice check there by Williams of the Cougars. Quick outlet and transition across the line for Lakeville. He'll play this to the left wing side. Pushed back over to the near boards by Alasky. In front, that one through the wickets of Williams. The rudders, if you will. Off the wall it goes. Sent right back in by Liebens. And they're going to follow this one up back in behind the net with Alasky. He's going to play it all the way up to the right wing on the ring for Lakeville. To the line, Munson gets a stick on it, and too much. In offside are the Lakeville North Panthers here. 1-0 here in the first period.
And 1:42 remaining in this first period, and both teams want to obviously finish this period with intelligent play, but Cougars got a little aggressive on that forecheck, and they have to be cognizant of that because it's Lakeville North that's come down with a couple odd man rushes, so some opportunities are coming from a very aggressive forecheck by the Cougars.
Panther fans, we're going to have plenty of action for you this week as they'll be taking on the Red Knights of Benilde St. Margaret's right here at the MNHockey.tv. That same night, we got a big doubleheader. There's a wrister. Scores!
Oh, boy.
Oh, seeing eye. Johnson ties it up at 1.
Well, he did the right thing. He got a good quick shot up, didn't take the slap shot, just a good wrist shot. A lot of traffic in front of Johnson and goal for the Panthers. I don't think he saw that one, Pete, but up and over his shoulder. Now we're knotted at 1. Big goal for this Cougar team. Has to give him some energy. It's up to Lakeville North to really respond on this one, finish this period strong, but they're going to have to match this Cougar energy from this point forward. But we're 1-1 right now. No big surprise here. These are two very evenly matched teams. Coming into this game, I thought the Cougars might have had a little bit more balance in scoring, a little bit more depth in that respect, but this Panther team isn't taking a backseat to anybody, at least tonight, but 1-1. Big goal.
Start over, reset here on the face-off. 15:31 the time of the goal. Brett Johnson, the goal scorer. Brett Johnson, just a sophomore.
And Aguilera on the primary, Ehrlich on the secondary, but 15:31 the official time of the goal. 1:22 left in a tied first period.
Puck will be kicked up to the line, handled now by the Cougars. They play it to the near side. Malinsky back over left wing for Lutke. His shot's blocked. Nice job with the skate there by Griffin. Clears to safety. Up to the near side it goes. Now it's going to be Schneider to center. Sent back in. Played down on a mitt there by the Panthers. From the corner they go. We hear that. 1 minute remaining in the first. Long pass. That's off and under the stick of Griffin. Wide of the mark. Welsh is going to chop it around the left wing rail. Quickly. Ooh, he had to hurry to get back. Makes a safe rebound. Blocked by the defense. The return shot by Munson was gobbled up by Lutke. He was joined by Harvey on that one, as it's the Panthers to regroup in their own zone with Pearson. His pass again on the stick of Griffin. He's been trouble all night long. Walks this one to the corner, in on goal, and that's stopped again by Welsh. Well,
we're talking about senior forward Shane Griffin for this Panther team. 5 goals coming into this contest, 3 assists, 8 points, but he's one of those go-to guys, keeping them the offensive blue line, trying to soften up that South defensive core. And so far, they're just dangerously close to getting a connection on that one, but it's something that the Cougars are going to have to be cognizant of moving forward.
Face-off win by the Panthers, played to the wing, chucked off the stick of Weckman, and it's going to be gathered in by Portner. Gets away from one man as he looks up ice. There's nothing but 4 red jerseys swarming in the neutral, denying access. From center, it's sent back in by the left wing. That's Jeremy Santiago. Now from the left corner, Brett Johnson with the game-tying goal moments ago. That's in on goal. That's Welsh to play this one off to the side. Now it's handled by Gunderson behind the net. Rink wide he goes. And that'll do it for the period. And a good one here, Bart Archer.
Well, indeed it is. Lakeville North, 13 shots on goal. Very indicative of how much offensive zone time and how much pressure they put on Cougars senior goaltender Henry Welsh. But 7 shots on goal for the South. But we're 1-1, and that's the important statistic. Things are going to get a little bit more wide open, I think, in the second period. Long line changes, very emotional game. So you want to be responsible and intelligent, especially in this second period. But it should be a good one.
Indeed, it should be a good one. There you have the score, 1-1 after 1. Lakeville North, Lakeville South from Hasse Arena. We'll be back with more coming up right after this. Hockey continues right here on mnhockey.tv, along with Chad Schumacher. He's the owner of Tradition Wealth Management. I'm Pete Wagner between periods. And Chad, I always enjoy these chats because you've got one heck of a juggernaut working here at Tradition Wealth Management. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Let's talk a little bit about who is Tradition Wealth Management, what you guys do, and give me a little bit of a history lesson on how all this started for you.
Great, thanks, Pete. Yeah, we've been around since 2003. One of my best friends who was in the business, Jake Annebeck, they own Tradition Companies. We played against each other. We were in high school. They were looking to branch out and get another avenue company going, and we got together, and Tradition Wealth Management's been here since 2003.
It's amazing. You guys locked horns in high school, and you still are, aren't you? With the little Lakeville South, Lakeville North action.
Correct, yeah. There is only one part of Lakeville, right? So.
Sorry. I just say who's winning the battle. I guess I don't need to go there.
Yeah,
so as far as your office is concerned, is there future growth? I mean, how many employees do you have, and where are you guys located?
Yeah, right now we have offices here in Edina, Woodbury, downtown St. Paul. And we recently opened up North Oaks, and Wayzata will be opening up in February. So we have 20 people now. We're probably going to go to 25 to maybe 30 over the next 5 years.
Look at you going to Wayzata Street, as I like to call it. Yeah. Wow, very impressive. The cash center of the West Metro. What makes Tradition Wealth Management unique, Chad?
Well, I'd say certainly our people. I mean, I got the best staff. Everybody says that, but everybody's been here, for almost 20 years. It's, being specialized in there. We really specialize that each different person has their own plan, and everybody goes through a plan. So we try to separate it. We've kind of created a private family office for people that don't need a private family office and take care of all public securities. Most of our clients have been here, 10 plus years, if not, since we've been in the business. So we feel very fortunate. And now we recently opened up our sports management division for some of the athletes that we're working for. And so, we really want to make sure we can help all those people stay on the right path as well.
So as far as the type of personnel that you have here, you touched on that a little bit earlier there. What makes them unique? What do you look for in the people that you bring in here?
Well, obviously they're going to have to have a passion. We don't want it just to be just a job. People pay us a lot of money to make sure that their monies are in good hands, that the service is impeccable, that we do nothing but have a positive attention to their accounts. We realize we're going to have ups and downs all the time, but as long as we stay consistent, we're going to tend to keep people for a long time at our firm.
Yeah, I think you guys have a unique way of reaching out. One of the things Scott Boyning said from the bank side of things, it's really big time word of mouth. And if you take care of your people, that's what happens. I'm sure that's part of what your strategy too as well is. But what else have you guys done? Can you talk on your network a little bit and how you've built that out?
Yeah, well, over the years, obviously it's a small community. Whether it's hockey or a lot of people know everybody in there. You can have a reputation for 25 years and lose it in one day. So you always got to be on top of your game. We practice what we preach. We're in the community all the time. I'm on the board of Hope Kids, which is a local charity for kids who have life-threatening illnesses. We have Tradition Pass It On. We're always out there trying to help give back.
And by giving back, so many people have benefited from that. And, I know it's from those exercises that not only myself, but others are now aware of your great company.
Yeah, no, it's been very fortunate. We're blessed to have good people not only here at Tradition Wealth Management, but all the other brands that are out there. So, a lot of the networking is just done intercompanies with our clients, and they know that they're going to get top-notch attention. And so, naturally, it's a good fit for them to be introduced to us. And it's been a very blessed place to work.
So you have a lot of growth that's going on. You're obviously opening another office out in Wayzata. How much have you seen your world here grow as far as maybe the past year or so, as obviously things are humming along pretty well. How have you guys been impacted that way?
Yeah, we're having a record year as far as the people that we're working with. There's a lot of volatility in the market. There's a lot of people selling companies. There's a lot of money in motion. So we have various things that we run into all the time. There's always enough to stay busy. And we're trying to get to $1 billion here in the next couple of years. So we have a little bit ways to go here in the next couple of years, but with I think some of these new places that we're opening up, there's plenty of people that we can help, and I know that a lot of people need the help.
Finally, how do I get a hold of you at Tradition Wealth Management?
You can call our main office line, which is 952-563-6500, and they can get a hold of you. Our website is www.traditionwealth.com, and my individual email address is chads@traditionwealth.com.
I have to say that through personal experience, this is a great organization to work with. It's very personalized. It's worth it. Give it a call. Why not? You're already on the air with us during the hockey games. Make it even better. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it.
Once again, it's Chad Schumacher. He's the owner of Tradition Wealth Management. We'll have more action coming up for you right after this. Securities offered through Pro Equities, Inc., a registered broker-dealer, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Tradition Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Tradition Wealth Management, LLC is independent of Pro Equities, Inc.
I'm Callie Funk. I'm the program director for the Herb Brooks Foundation, and I've been with the foundation since January of 2017, so a little over a year and a half. I think that Herb Brooks would be very proud of the program. He always talked about building it from the ground up, and I think that's exactly what we're doing here. We're having youth participate, and they can start whenever they'd like, and we're not trying to make that pyramid. We're trying to just keep the base growing all the way up, and I think he'd really be proud of what we're doing here.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago to give the kids a chance to play the game my dad loves so much. Our Rink Rat program is supposed to be fun. Gotta smile. Remember, it's just a game. Get out and exercise. Play all year round. Play on the ice. Play in your driveway. Play at school. We just hope that you love the game.
So we really try to emphasize the importance of Herb Brooks and the 1980 Miracle team within our program. Herb Brooks stood for a lot of different valuable life lessons, and so we really want to instill the importance of positivity, teamwork, and really coming together as a team in order to meet one common goal.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago. We started it to really keep my dad's legacy alive with children. His philosophy always was to give the game back to the kids and learn to love the game the way he grew up playing, and that was with his buddies out on Lake Phelan, playing street hockey, just those pickup games. And we wanted to have that atmosphere built in for these young children instead of structured association hockey. We wanted to get the kids back playing. At the end of the Rink Rat session, we hope kids take away from the program, number one, friends. I hope they made friends and had fun. And we hope they have a true love for the game, the way that we love the game. We have had several kids go on to play association hockey from our inner city Rink Rat programs. We've educated parents on how to enroll their kids in association hockey. Some of them didn't even know there was such a thing.
So we currently are mostly involved in Minneapolis, and that's all areas of Minneapolis. We have a couple schools in North Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, Northeast, and in St. Paul. Last winter we were working out of Phelan, Harding, and the new Tria rink in St. Paul. So we really try to cover a broad area so that we can include as many kids as possible. So the best way I think to reach out and get involved would be to visit our website, herbrooksfoundation.com. You can find all of our information about the Rink Rats programs, any clinics we have in the spring or summer or fall. You can also find contact information for the foundation, as well as many different links to pictures, events such as the Sticks in Stillwater, the golf tournament, Let's Play Hockey Expo, and there's also a good following for our volunteer base as well.
All right, Bart Archer, what do we have for your scoring summary? Let me slide over here. I've had enough of the yellow camera. I'm going to try and make it white if I can. I mean, it's getting to be a point where I'm out.
Well, you got to address it, B. Wagner. Otherwise, it's going to linger. But it was Munson that opened the scoring for the Lakeville North Panthers at the 7:52 mark on the power play. Primary assist from Pearson, secondary from Smith. And then at the 15:31 mark, South answered with Brett Johnson from Aguilera and Ulrich. And that's where we stand right now. Shots on goal. North with 13, South with 7. But I think the play is a little bit more balanced. But North had
that's pretty
some
true.
Offensive zone time and some good shots on goal.
I mean, look at that. That's just right on right there.
There it is.
That is what it looks like in here.
Nailed it.
See, I pushed a couple buttons.
You were magic.
I made it happen.
You're the
great.
magic
We had an
man.
officer of the law. We were struggling with the camera connection here, and he offered us his iPhone.
Right.
And you know what? Here, grab him. We might need your phone here in the second period. Be prepared. Yeah, we might just. He'll charge us.
I need
right
the badge.
Off the data plan.
You can have the phone. I'll take the badge just for a little bit.
That's great.
Very nice man.
We're waiting on Yanni Kivialmi's Lakeville South Cougars working the psych-out mode here.
I don't think it's going to work much, to be honest with you, but a very good coach. But P. Wagner coming into this game, it was Lakeville South that really had their way with a very good Prior Lake team. Beat them 7-1. It was Harvey with a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. But there were 7 different scores in that game against Prior Lake. A nice diversity in scoring on this Cougar team. They're going to really need everybody to kind of step up in the second period. But
which team is Prior Lake? We were talking about that earlier before the start of the game. Are they the team? I mean, they've had some great games.
They're
sort of all over. Yeah.
Well, that's a team trying to find their identity. It's better to get that out of the way during the month of December and January, obviously, than it is in February. I'm sure that Joey Pambica is going to get them minding their course. But as you said, Pete, this is a very tough section. You look at, the Egan Wildcats, Eastview Lightning, Farmington's coming up. But there's a lot of formidable foes in this conference. And then it'll get down to the section seedings and stuff. But these could be the 2 finalists in there, Section 1 AA. But there's a lot of emotion here. What a great vibe it is here. This place is jam-packed. The band is playing.
You can't say enough about it, Bart.
I just love it. This is what it should be.
Takes you back to your youth.
Well, it kind of does, to be honest with you. But I was a
Edina
lot
East,
younger back
Edina West.
then. Yeah.
Everybody sitting in the aisles. Remember the fire marshal?
Absolutely.
Just had no choice but to look the other way.
But there were people that were waiting outside trying to get in and stuff that would have a bit of a party. It wasn't a viewing party because technology hadn't caught up at that point. But it's just a great vibe here.
You mean the MN Hockey TV? That wasn't there yet. Then you also had the Bloomington Jefferson, Bloomington. And so you go north-south, Bloomington Jefferson, Bloomington Kennedy, east-west, Edina East-West, Edina West. What else was there? Was there Cooper and Armstrong? Did they ever have anything big going there way back in the day?
Well, yeah, indeed. In fact,
they did. Dennis Vasky.
Eisenhower and Lindbergh, if you want to go back to the Hopkins days.
Oh, yeah, they used to carve it up.
But how about Cloquet and Duluth East? That's a pretty good rivalry,
that's too. That's a good rivalry, too.
Rosa Warroad. I mean, there's a host of them out there in Minnesota. But we have one right here, right now. North coming out with some early energy.
I got to give Chad Kruger credit. he scratched 5 players from this roster, gave me some pronunciation guides. For my right-hand man here, we're working some dual hotspot stuff. I mean, it's absolute chaos.
He's giving the wrong guy
It's
the pronunciation guide. I'm telling you that.
Don't watch the water boil. It'll boil. Back behind the net now. It's going to be Pearson. Panthers from left to right. Griffin, Shane Griffin.
Uh-oh.
Wanted to carve through traffic. Gets hooked on his way in. There's going to be a penalty coming up. Malinsky's going to go. We'll take a look at this one on the replay once there's possession. You'll see right here. Just kind of rode him cowboy right here. You'll see him split the defense.
Well, he saw that little opening, and he doesn't need a whole bunch. But if you're going to take a penalty in that situation, good penalty to take as it interrupted his stride, and he can finish. But you know, he's still got the shot off. If you're going to take the penalty, you might as well get your money's worth. But again, Lakeville South puts themselves behind the 8 ball just a little bit, being a man down.
Who is this? Is this Crowley? Oh, Cronkite. Yeah, remember Mike Cronkite?
Yeah.
Mike Cronkite. Yeah.
That's a name you don't forget.
You know what? It's almost like Groundhog Day for him. What year did he graduate? I can't remember. Was it mid-90s? Early. That was when we jumped from Kennedy. He was Jefferson guy. Tripping penalty. We're going to even him up. Off to the bench now goes Welsh. But back on the Cronkite story, that's back when we started with Kennedy because we only wanted to go with the winner on the Bloomington Education, the Station of Champions.
Right.
So Kennedy was ripping into the state tournament with Chris Nelson and that whole crew. Russian. Remember him?
Yes.
Steve Russian. Then we ended up saying, ooh, Jefferson's looking really good here.
Yeah.
Like 91, 92, we went with Percival Pringle III. Remember the old wrestling manager, the goaltender? And then we took his crew and we transitioned into the Crowley, Checo, Parrish, Corey Peterson group. I mean, talk about memorable.
Danny Trouble, Ian Peterson. Boy, that was just a
host
of
Ian
talent.
Peterson. How about Toby Peterson?
Toby. He
the
was
former Dallas Star. I know you had him on your fantasy team.
Oh, I wanted
Smith. Yeah, right.
Whatever.
They're going to cycle this one back out of the corner. Look at you try to swim out of that one.
I can't. I'm going under.
So cornered. Portner now 4-on-4 across the line. Oh, that one's off the glove.
That was a pretty good shot.
It kind of sunk on Johnson, too. You saw that last second, Burnt.
Good job of tracking.
A pin up off the boards now in the corner. Munson was there. He was watched on the play by Harvey. So the 4-on-4 will remain for another 103. It'll be about a 15-second power play for the Panthers. They'll work this one across the line in front. Off the post, scores! First one wasn't in, and then it was going to be Jack Novak as he finishes and gives his club the 2-1 lead.
Well, it all came down neutral zone with numbers, 2-on-1. Nice pass over, but it was Welsh that made the initial save, and then the puck kind of danced on him a little bit. A nice follow-up, as you said, by Novak, just put that one home. And it's still going to be 4-on-4. A lot of room out there, but Lakeville North took advantage of the open space and did some damage. But now it's up to this Cougar team to kind of come back and respond. Doesn't mean they have to score. They just have to match the energy of this Panther squad. But that was a really nice goal. That's why we don't quit on the play. You play to the whistle.
For you young kids at home, flybys are never a good idea. You go to the net, and what do you have on the ice? Your stick.
If you're in the scoring area, get your stick down.
I mean, that's how you score goals right there. Apparently, Mike Cronkite wanted to make sure we knew he didn't transfer to Jefferson. He's a homegrown talent. This is good stuff. Griffin at the line. Oh, in offside there are the Panthers.
Well, it's Schneider for Munson and Smith on that one. For Schneider, it's his 11th goal. He's definitely one of the pace setters on this Panther squad. That's his 11th goal of the contest. Big goal it is. Gave him a little bit of a one-goal advantage. Just 37 seconds left in the penalty to Novak.
4 goals on the season for number 23, Ben Connick. He's got the mullet flipping out of the hair like his dad, Brad. Shot pad save. There he is, Bart Archer, right there. See him? It's just like memory lane. There he is. Connick with it now across the neutral zone. And he'll carry this one into the corner. Looks out front. That's off the stick, and Novak will play it ahead. Now the Cougars, DuPont, they trail for the second time in this one. Leaves it off. Ooh, a big 1T that's brought down with the stick. They're going to say that's good. That one rolls up off his stick. And now it's going to be Novak that was there on the stick of Aguilera. Ooh, dances top of the right circle. Shot that hits traffic. Did not get through. Turn around. Ooh, that one nearly went straight through the legs there. The stick was down. Take a look at this one on replay.
Well, Johnson did a nice job of closing the pillows down. He knew he had the puck, but then, you got to play to the whistle, so the Cougars went after it. And Lakeville North Panther defenseman took a little exception to it. Just nice turn and fire, just getting it on goal. But look at the support down there by not only the Cougars trying to punch it in, but the Lakeville North defenders trying to keep their goaltender protected on that one. Kind of a trying moment for Lakeville North, but they survived. 14:02 left in the second period. Just 9 seconds left on the penalty to Cole Pearson, the junior defenseman for the Panthers.
Face-off win by the Cougars to the line. That's played down by Sam Alaski. Gets it back to the right wing side. That does it for the power play. Gathered in off this slot. Anello is there. He'll walk in across the line and misses the mark. And it's going to be played back off into the corner. Alaski was there. He'll play this through center. Picked off by Munson. Guides it ahead. Munson, nice looking defenseman, Bart Archer. That's Josh Lee with it. He's checked on the play. And it's sent right back in. I had a parent that will not go named suggest to me that those were the ugliest jerseys he had ever seen on one of the teams. There's a wrister, and then he followed it up and said, well, but if my kid were on that team, it'd be the best looking uni. In front it goes. That's what these rivalries do for you.
Well, right. Every emotion always kind of comes into it, but again, a nice job by Johnson, short side on that one. But the Cougars really have been putting some good pressure, getting down low. That's something they were unsuccessful in that first period. So they're starting to find a little bit of space down low, and they're working it to the net, and that's what you want to do if you're Coach Kiwi Halmy. Get your players down, get to the net, kick your six down. But another nice job by Will Johnson, keep that puck out of his net, face off to his left.
It's really crazy. You look at Yanni Kivialmi, and you see his coaching staff over on that Lakeville South side, and you go, goodness, am I looking at the at the Burnsville Blaze?
Right.
I mean, it's just bizarre. Just a couple miles north of here. Right wing Smith touch pass. In on goal. Scores!
Oh, boy.
Oh, tic-tac-toe. It's 3-1 Lakeville North.
Well, that's Shane Griffin. You can tell it's kind of a situation where he was getting opportunity after opportunity. He just put that bar down on that one. He got in tight, put the puck right on the tape, and he beat Welsh pretty clean on that one. Welsh was kind of left hanging. Now it's 3-1. Lakeville North, this Cougar team better get on their horse and start punching the twine. But again, more energy from Lakeville North, but their goal scorer, Shane Griffin, picks them up. Now it's a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Bart, that was an absolute beautiful play at the line. Just caught that pass, gave it up. Creativity, one thing I've always said about the Lakeville North Panthers and Trent Eigner's addition is structured defensively, creative offensively, and that's a great example of that right there.
And plus, they're not afraid to use the middle of the ice. Most teams go to the periphery, go to the outside, try to win the edges, but his team just goes right up the middle, but he makes you defend all areas of their zone.
Back into the corner, Panthers in front. That one misses the mark. All the way back in it goes. It'll be Johnson to play this one over. North leads 3-1 here in the second period with 12:27 to go in it. Back behind the net. Fighting off the check was Caden Smith. Now it's going to be picked up by Kranz. He's going to run into a check there by Malinsky. Another body thrown by Kranz to the line, Munson. He'll walk down the left wing side. He's going to be stick checked and lose the handle. And it's going to be the Cougars just to chip to center to get it out of the zone and alleviate the pressure. Pearson, rink wide. Connick looks ahead. He finds his man across the line, and Munson want to kind of toe drag it back to himself. Couldn't do it as he was bothered by Tom Kroll. Now to the right wing side, Steinhagen. Ooh, nice check in the neutral zone. A couple of Cougars doing a pirouette. Now across the line they go once again with Pearson. Stopped again. That's off the stick of Steinhagen. Look out, though. Shot blocked there by Lutke. Back in behind it goes. Going to be the Panthers to play to the left wing side, but gathered in now by Williams. He'll be checked and stopped at the line. Connick was there to lean on that one, and they're going to say that one was trickling in offside.
Well, Lakeville North doing a really good job of bottling up this Cougar team in their own zone. They had a nice outlet pass, but he was all alone trying to find some options. They ended up running up into each other, and it gave the Lakeville North an opportunity to push the puck back up the ice. The Lakeville North, a very solid forward game so far at this point, but they're really stopping this Cougar rush before it starts. They're really owning the neutral zone at this point, and that's where the struggle is for the Cougars. They just have to get some possession and speed through the neutral and put some pressure in the offensive zone. So far, they haven't been able to do that much.
Gale is back behind the net, comes together with Aguilera. In to help now is Johnson. He has his team's lone goal, Brett Johnson of the Cougars. Ulrich plays that back into the corner. Turned around by Aaron Holes. It's going to be pinched in neatly there by Ben Davidson. Now it's the Panthers back in behind the net. Santiago Gasparini looks to the high slot. Nice check. Good job with the stick there by Ulrich. Ahead they go with Novak. Novak will carry this one to the corner. Oh, that's off the pad of Johnson. End of the line it goes. Shot. Oh, pad save. He had to be Johnny on the spot there. Watch this recovery save, Bart Archer.
Well, indeed, he had to stretch the pillow out, but it was a nice shot from the point. A good low tippable shot. I think it might have been redirected coming in, but watch that that left pillow out there. He just reached and made that happen right there. And then they got a little muddy down there, but they kept the puck out of the net. But it's a good forward push by this Cougar team, so it's something to build on. Offensive zone faceoff, 10:43 left in the second period. Cougars down by 2, but offensive zone faceoff gives them a great chance if they can win this draw.
Kranz, check that Harvey to take the draw. He went in against Griffin, gets it back to the line for Ludke. That's blocked. That might have hit his own man, Schumacher, in the slot area. Griffin in across the line. Ludke watches him. That hits Ludke in the shin. Stepped up on by DuPont. And they'll play this one into the neutral zone off the stick. Now here they go for Aaron Holds. One-on-one to the forehand. Blocked off the equipment there. Jack Walenta, the senior, does a nice job defending there.
No, he really did. In fact, he started the challenge at the blue line, matched him stride for stride, tried to cut to the middle of the ice, but Walenta followed him, just ramped it up with a busy stick up out of play. Nice play by the Panther defenseman.
Swung into the neutral zone off the face-off by Griffin, who's really made his mark on this game. Ludke will take it from Welsh with 10-12 to go in the second.
I don't think he's done yet either.
And they'll look ahead to the left wing side. Swung and played right back into Cougar territory. That hops the stick of Henry Welsh up to the right wing. That's off the stick to center. And now back they go with Griffin, who will regroup in his own zone. He'll have to hurry as he's being watched on the play by Portner. And it's cut off. Ludke has an angle, shoots. Ooh, he wanted to go high glove, but nice quick one there by Johnson.
Well, I really like the play by Ludke. He actually jumped the route on that one, held the puck in the zone, then walked out to the middle, changed the angle a little bit, tried to go glove side, upper corner. But Johnson with flashed the leather, as you say, P. Wagner, made a nice save face-off now to his left. But it seems like the Cougar team is starting to kind of get a little offensive flow. They're getting a little bit more focus, a little more determination. They're using their line mates, and they're being in the right positions at the right time. So things are starting to trend well for Coach Keevy Halmy.
We'll wait one more time. Gone is the Panthers' Josh Lee. And they get the draw. Nice job by Liebens. Oh, in front. Ooh, that's off his skate. Back at center ice. Cougars will regroup with it. That was Calderon who played that back behind for Alasky, back up into the neutral zone. On it now, across the line they go with it. That's played back in behind. Look out, here comes a puck that's spun off. Calderon was there. And now it's going to be handled by Pearson. Plays that one rink wide. Munson's wrist shot in on goal, and that's stopped.
Well, one thing this Lakeville North forward team is they're very good on their forecheck angles. They're on top of the Cougar defenseman in a hurry, really kind of putting them into an area of discomfort. But it was a nice shot, kind of a weaker shot from the point, but found the net, and that's the important part. Welsh made that save pretty easy, face off to his right. But those are the kind of things that could really kind of create some havoc if he can't handle the rebound. There was plenty of support down there by the Panthers, so nice job by the Cougar goaltender. 9:15 left in the second period.
Hey, take a look at Ben Connick out there on the right wing. How good was his dad, Brad?
Oh, he was fun to watch, I will say that.
He was one of the prettiest skaters of his era. I think his senior, junior year.
I just remember that he gave a good, solid, consistent, effective effort every game that he played, and that's unique at this level. It's hard to find that kind of modem of consistency, but he seemed to find
almost
it.
Almost like a
motor
like play, you know. There's always a motor to his game that just kind of kept going, and you're right. That was some really, really good stuff.
Yeah, there was no neutral in his gearbox.
To the right wing side it goes. It's going to be Ulrich to play to center. That gets away from Munson. Or are they going to call an ice out? Nope, they're going to wash that one off. I didn't see that one coming back the other way. That one will, though. 8:42 to go here in the period.
Well, and that's what I'd like to see the Cougars do a little bit more. Really nice job by Jack Novak to get on that puck in a hurry. You really have to make defensemen feel uncomfortable. You get the puck low, you want to have them looking around to see if there's going to be contact or where the play's going to be, but he won that race to the puck, and it didn't really amount to an offensive play, but again, the effort was noble, and that's something to build on moving forward. A little Ozzy Osbourne for you. Keeping the vibe going here.
I want to hear you sing. Nobody sings a better Ozzy, Axel, or Brian Johnson than Bart Archer.
Except for
I mean,
Ozzy,
it's just
Axel,
really wild. I mean, it's like you go down and get it.
I'm a savant.
And you know what? Your throat doesn't even bleed. I don't know how you do it. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Well, I don't have to do it for 2.5 hours.
I'd say I think that's one of your best. Oh, a nice pad save there on the redirect. I think it's one of your best skills.
Well, thank you, I think.
Ludke.
Just another shallow skill I have.
You can take that any way you want. Thank you, I think. Now it's going to be Malinsky with it. Griffin. You can swat it around the golf course with the best of them, of course. Shallow angle. Stop there by Welsh. Intermittently. Now to the right wing. It's out of the zone. They go with Aaron Holz. Finds a man. That's Ludke. Steps up in the play. He was with Harvey. Shot high. Blocker pad save. Rebound. Ludke gets it back. Throws it toward the net. Blocked. Shot blocked. Now Harvey again tries to dance away from the oncoming Spencer Schneider. And now they're going to pin up Aaron Holz on the wall. Now to the line they go once again. Rister. Oh, redirect. Puck's loose. Oh, my word. It was right along the goal line. It did not go in. Bart Archer will take a look at this one on replay.
Well,
what a chance.
I love the never say quit by Kate Aaron Holz on that one, but even better showing on that by Will Johnson. The first shot, I don't know if Johnson actually saw that. The puck dribbled down, but it was Aaron Holz had followed up on that with a couple swats at the puck, and he had some golden opportunities, but Johnson did a really nice job of closing that door in a hurry. But that's a great opportunity. Looks like Lakeville North is going to get a penalty. We'll just have to wait for the official ruling, and it's going to be Spencer Schneider, one of the big boppers on this Panther squad in the box. So kind of a penalty and with a little bit of a bonus having one of the big hitters in the box for the Panthers. So the Cougars get a great opportunity to cut the lead to 1, 7:34 left in the second period, down by 2. Offensive zone faceoff. This is a really a telltale moment for this Cougar squad. They're getting together for the huddle. We're looking at the referees explaining the penalty to Coach Eigner on this. I like the fact that they're showing them respect as far as how that's going, but it's just 2 minutes in the box. I didn't get an official call on that penalty, but nonetheless, it's a Cougar power play.
Well, we will in a few minutes.
Yep. But 24.4% power play for the Cougars and the 76.7 penalty kill for this Lakeville North Panther squad. Challenges in front of them.
Of course, you're mentioning that Spencer Schneider's a big bopper, leads his club with 10 Genos.
Cross-check.
Here they come now, the Cougars out of the zone. Aguilera with it. Walks into a chuck of the neutral zone. They'll find an opening and send it back in the length of the ice to the Panthers. That was Munson on the play. Now it's going to be played to the near boards by the goaltender, Henry Welsh. They'll regroup once again. They got a full 2 minutes. There haven't been really many clean power plays, as there's always been an offsetting minor that comes just minutes after the one that was just called. They'll pin up on the boards from the near corner. Working his way through traffic, and down on the knee goes Aguilera. Munson takes on 2 there. Steinhagen is in as well, and now he gets a little bit of help. Nice job in the PK there on the support and finding the loose change and sending that one the length of the ice.
Well, that was a nice win by Cole Pearson, winning that race to the puck, clearing it down, burning some time off the clock. Good job by the Panther defenseman.
They'll set up back in behind the net now with Ulaski. Leaves that one back in behind. Portner will have to regroup. He better hurry. Looking for an angle on him was Johnny DuPont. And back up ice they go. Back to the corner. Portner. Ooh, shallow angle. Try to go short side. Instead hangs on. Plays up to the line. Rolls a stick as it was Malinsky that tried to play it to the near side. Jammed on the play. All the way around it goes. And it's going to be Munson. Played that to the line. Fanned on there on the way in by Portner. Now DuPont from center. Across the line he goes. Tries to work his way toward the goal mouth area. Can, as Ludke was there to chop him down. And Harvey's brought down in the play. Slashed. Connick on him. Harvey back over to the right wing side for Malinsky. And they'll get that back on the stick for Portner. Gifts off to the left for Aaron Holz. Panthers kill 5.5 to go in period number 2. Back in behind the net. Swung around the wall. Now it's on the stick of Schneider. Of course, had his penalty killed off effectively. Gasparini comes away with it. He looks to his left and hangs on to it. He's going to carry this one up center ice. He'll flutter that one back into Cougar territory as it's going to be Ludke working away from the forecheck. Connick was there, and they'll look back up from the corner. Protected up to the line. There's a wrister blocked. Ooh, that hit the man on the way in. That was Malinsky. That didn't feel too good as it's sent back in behind the net. On the puck now, it's going to be Malinsky. Surveys to his right. He's going to keep it off the left as he's going to be hounded by Connick. Malinsky's there. Connick gets it back. Flips that one, tries to go up the wall, as now it's going to be played off the right wing side, and they'll gain possession there. There's a feed to the front, that pass by Anello, and now it's going to be played by Kroll over to the left wing side, and it's going to be Johnson sending that one back in and around. The goaltender, Will Johnson, could not cut it off, and a shallow angle rolls off him. That's poked off the end boards, and here they come, the Panthers with it. They'll look back across to the right wing side for Connick. He'll load that one up and send that one in off the far corner. Now it's going to be Liebens. He's going to turn away from a forecheck, kicked off the skate. Oh. That was Johnson, and that one came in quickly, Bart. Nice job by Welsh to see that one.
Yeah, indeed. That puck just found Lee's stick, and he just turned and fired. And it was a really nice save by Welsh in a trying moment. He had to make a quick reaction on that one, but just a little bit of a misplay in the Cougar zone led for a Panther opportunity. But that's what good goaltenders can do, is they can pick you up in a trying moment, and that's exactly what just happened. Just 4:07 left in the second period. Panthers still up 3-1.
Face-off win by the Cougars. Guided to center ice. Pearson gets possession, no whistle. Schneider turned back to the near boards. That's Aguilera to send that one, but not in deep. Across the line, it's Smith. He's got Griffin, and he also has help down in with Spencer Schneider. Now it's Munson's shot. Ooh, that one went under the stick and off the pad of Welsh, and back up the ice they go with it. To the left wing side, that's too far for Ludke, and that's going to be sent back in. Back into the corner it goes. Cued to the corner, back up to the line. Now it's going to be the Panthers. They play this one rink wide. That gets away from Connick. Now Griffin gets it. Or that was Griffin that missed, rather. Both have 5s on the back end of their sweater. Or make that 2s on the front end. Just kidding for those of you checking at home. Now Griffin with it. Watched by Ludke. Ludke brings his man down and back into the corner. Coach Schneider is there. Good shift by the Panthers. They've really been pounding the Cougars on the offensive boards. Blocker pad save, and the Cougars responding physically as well. 2:55 to go here in the period.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I think Lakeville North's forecheck, or at least offensive attack scheme to try to take the puck off the Cougar stick has been very effective. They're taking the proper angles. They're getting on them in a hurry, and Lukey had a really nice shift that shift. He had a couple challenges in front of him, but seemed to weather that storm. Now the faceoff's back down in the North Zone. Both teams get a chance to put fresh legs out there. Under 3 minutes in this period. Great chance again for this Cougar team. They have to start winning some faceoffs in the offensive zone.
Harvey works the draw in with Santiago, and it's going to be the Panthers out of the zone. Santiago is going to have to chase Alasky, who took the turnover and throws that one up into the bench area, and the Panthers are saying we want that faceoff all the way inside.
Well, it indeed should come all the way down. It was initiated by a Cougar stick, so now an offensive zone faceoff for Lakeville North. Lakeville North's been very successful in that so far, winning a majority of them. Up to the Cougars to win this one. Big faceoff.
Off the stick of Weckman, back onto the stick of Alasky now as he's going to play this to the corner. Near side for Calderon as he's wedged off the puck. Santiago is there, looks to the high slot. That gets underneath the stick of Davidson. To center it goes as it's Gasparini to regroup. He looks up ice and shovels that to center. Panthers win the battle. Across the line they go. Weckman to the net, stick save, back in behind the net. Turned aside by Welsh, and back up ice they go with Aaron Holz. He's going to work the line, carries it deep. Gasparini can only watch him fly behind as it's going to be Aaron Holz to play this behind the net. They looked out front, nothing doing there. Gasparini is checked, brought down on the play. Again, that's Aaron Holz, and now it's Schumacher up to the line. Quick slapper. That one hits traffic on the way in. That was blocked on the play by Gale. Now it's another 2-on-1 possible. Loading and shooting. Save made by Welsh. And it's going to be the Cougars to turn it back up with Calderon. Taken away now and handled. Played to center by Pearson. Off the bench. That's Connick with it now. Tries to work his way to some open real estate. Checked on the play. And it's going to be Schandorf to play this one back in behind the corner. Now to the far side it goes. Chopped at there by the defense. That was Jacob Steinhagen. And sent in wide of Welsh with 1:15 to go in the period. Ooh, subtle pass out front. Quick mitts there by Kranz, but it's going to be the Cougars to center as they work it back up ice with Bakke. His shots into the pad area. They go hard into the net. And a little welcoming tap there for Steinhagen.
Well, you got to follow it up. He has a pretty good zone entry, but a better job by the Panther defenseman forcing the outside. He got the shot on goal, not the shot that he wanted, but this Lakeville North defensive core is very stout at their own blue line. They stand up and use it as a natural line of defense. But again, a weak shot. It was Johnson that made a relatively easy save. Just a tick over 1 minute remaining in the second period. Great chance for this Cougar team to cut the lead by 1.
Once again, folks, don't forget, Thursday night doubleheader. It's Lakeville North at Benilde St. Margaret, 7 o'clock start time there. And then we're going to have another one for you. Oh, there's a chance out front. Eden Prairie, Minnetonka going at it from the community center in Eden Prairie. Then Saturday, Hill Marine Edina playing on the back end of their home and home series, which starts on Friday at Aldrich Arena. We'll return to Braemar Arena and have that one for you as well. And for those of you interested in this matchup, we'll be back at it again here in Lakeville. We'll be once again, the last game of the season. I believe it's the 15th of February is the last Saturday of the campaign. It'll be our last game of the year until we get to the playoffs, where we do our turn them down, turn us up campaign. In front, oh, lucky the stick for Sanctum. That is just the worst feeling ever. There's a quick shot back the other way by Schneider, 12 to go in the period. The puck is going to be gathered in by the Cougars behind their own net with Malinsky. He's going to just run time off with a chip to center off the skates of Harvey. At center ice now it's Lee, and up in the air it goes. Liebens was there, and that ends the period.
Well, I just want to recognize a nice play by Griffin Lutke. The sophomore defenseman did a very veteran play. His stick broke on that one-time shot, but he came back, actually tucked in the jersey a little bit with the third man into the zone, kind of took him out of the play. So very subtle play, not flagged by the officials, so that's a pretty good play in my book. But 3-1, they go to the locker room. Panthers with a 2-goal advantage. Up to the Cougars to respond early in that third period. I expect them to come out with a lot of energy.
Indeed, I do too. And this one should be a lot of fun here, as really, Bart Archer, nothing has been solved here at this this juncture of the game. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll have more coming up for you right here from Haase Arena in Lakeville, Minnesota. It's 3-1 in favor of Lakeville North. Periods on our Minnesota high school hockey coverage, and are pleased to be joined by Tradition Capital Bank's Scott Boyning. Scott's the market president for Tradition Capital Bank, and Scott, you got quite the thing going on here. Can you kind of give us an overview on Tradition Capital Bank? What is it? How many employees, future offices, or what you have for offices and future growth?
Sure. Thanks, Pete. Thanks for the opportunity. Tradition Capital Bank was a de novo bank in July of 2005. Today, 13 years later, we're about $700 million in assets, so a nice-sized bank. Main locations in Edina, Minnesota. We have a full-service bank in North Oaks, and possibly going to the West Metro in 2019.
Oh, really? Can you give us any nibbles of what you're thinking? Or
just growing the franchise. We've got a lot of clients and referral partners out in that area, so that way we'll be able to service the entire Twin Cities Metro.
Boy, that's fantastic. So you'll have all angles covered there. From your bank, I personally bank with you.
Thank you.
And I love it. It's very efficient, very impressive. The staff is great, and all of the services are fantastic for me from a business perspective. Can you tell us a little bit about what makes your bank unique?
Yeah, we really focus on the relationship banking model, which is really getting to know our clients. So we're more positioned as a private bank, which means a lot of different things to different people, but really what we're focused on is larger relationships, less customers, more service. Kind of the old school way of doing banking. We sit down, meet with an individual, talk about themselves and their business and how we can help them. If it's over a cup of coffee or if it's at the bank or at their business, it's the face-to-face handshake type relationships we have. that I think in this day and age in banking kind of sets you apart with some of the big guys.
The big out-of-the-box chain type banks we've seen. But the other thing is how much has that, do you think, contributed to your future growth out to the West, and also your $750 million in assets, that type of strategy? How much has that played into it?
It's a very important part of our strategy. We're 99% referral based, so great clients like you telling other people, that's the best way for us to grow. We've been organic growth from day one, hiring good people and taking care of our clients, and that's how we continue to kind of see our growth going forward.
Now, we know the economy has been soaring and the stock markets have been incredible, and it's been, for a lot of people, a good year. How has the year been for Tradition Capital Bank?
It's been another strong year. We've had about organically about $100 million of growth year over year for the last 4 years. And a lot of that is attributed to the overall economy in the Twin Cities and Minnesota market and the real estate market. Obviously, lately, rates have gone up a little bit, but we still feel there's a lot of strong growth in the new housing, new construction area going into next year. But we also, we're getting larger as a bank, we're getting more diversified. So seeing businesses grow, need for capital, and with rates going up, we're also paying a little bit more on deposit rates, which correspondingly kind of can help or hurt your margin depending on how you're doing.
In terms of, we kind of touched on a little bit about word of mouth and your relationships and those kinds of things, but what is one of the things that you do to, beyond that, to compete with the larger big name banks that you see the signs everywhere?
Yeah, for us, it's try to make banking simple and quick turnaround. We're locally owned and operated, so we make decisions here locally really quickly. Term sheets usually within 24 hours for a loan. Deposit accounts we can set up very efficiently, very fast. Technology is a game changer. I think that's the great equalizer in banking going forward. So we continue to invest in technology to help make it easier for our clients and their businesses to do business with us.
Now, we do know that technology is part of everything, and there are some tools out there that people employ in every aspect of business. What have you done on the banking side of things to utilize that?
For us, it continues to be, I think, paramount is the security side, and we continue to make investments in security. You're seeing a lot of fraud, cybersecurity, things like that in the news. And then mobile apps, continuing to make our mobile app the best we can to make it easy, taking a picture of your check to make a deposit so you don't have to come in, moving money. We're also researching additional ways for people to be able to move money easier.
Yeah.
You've heard of Zelle and different things like that. I think you're going to continue to see that. Fintech's a big word these days, but more innovations in technology will help banks like us compete with the bigger banks. Because if you can combine the relationship plus the technology, that's really tough to beat, I think. So, kind of be a fast follower, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? You don't need to invent the wheel, you just need to modify it.
Exactly. And that's, banks of our size, I think that's kind of the golden rule going forward is make sure you have the products and services, but combine that with the true relationship banking model.
Any last words you have for our listeners?
We'd love to help you. We're here in Edina and North Oaks. If you're looking for a locally owned, operated bank, we'd love to take the time to meet for coffee and see how we can help you.
I second that motion. Make the call. That's Scott Boyning. He's the market president from Tradition Capital Bank. And once again, they're a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Bart Archer.
P. Wagner.
What do you got?
Well, I have to confess to everybody that I only got the goal score on the last Lakeville North goal, but to open up the scoring at the 7:52 mark on the power play in the first period, it was Munson for North from Pearson and Smith. Then South answered with Brett Johnson from Aguilera. And
Every time you say Aguilera, who do I think of?
Ricky Aguilera, the closer.
Absolutely. I remember I was steadfast. Remember, he was a starter with the Mets, and he came here and they made him a closer.
Yep.
I'm like, what?
Well, that's when they had Ojeda and all those guys, so they had some pretty formidable
But when they
closers.
turned him into a closer, it's unheard of. Okay, go ahead.
And then it was North. It was Schneider with his 11th for Munson and Wagerbach at 157. And then Griffin scored for North. He is 6th. I don't have the primary or secondary assist or the time of the goal, but it's 3-1 Lakeville North, 16:51 early in this third period left. But it's looking forward to a lot of energy from the Cougars and putting some pressure on the goaltender Will Johnson, the senior for the Lakeville North Panthers.
A special thank you to Lakeville South's Chad Kruger, who afforded me some icebreakers mints because I think my breath could have killed the charging rhino at 60 paces.
Right. We call that a public service, so thank you, Chad. Now people are going to start coming back and hovering over us again. That's funny.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Right. It was for a while, and then they cleared out, so here they come. They're coming back.
Oh, my God.
But Lakeville North offensive zone face-off.
We were talking between periods, Bart. You know, the Panthers have really been strong from the center red line down. You know, their zone entries have been problematic, and their puck movement really good.
Well, I'm impressed with the way the defensive, as a unit plays, but the defensive core in particular, they've done a good job of holding the offensive zone. They've done a good job of defending their blue line and giving their goaltender a chance to see the puck, and that's what good teams can do. And I have a feeling that this might be a representative of Section 1. There's a lot of hockey to be played, but I'm really impressed with the way Lakeville North's going about their business tonight.
Really good stuff. That's deflected across the line. Munson, nice job. Oh, and a good effort by Harvey. Working to the right side, went down. You know, we saw 3 games of Lakeville South at the St. Louis Park Tradition in the Park. Ooh, brought down in the play. They both let that one go. Lee was the man who was tripped up. The official on the backside said, nice try. Now it's going to be Liebens back in wide of the mark. And now back up at center ice it goes. Harvey, nice job to pull away from the defense there. Davidson backhand. That one wide of the mark. And down goes Will Johnson. Knocked off its posts. Will reset back into Lakeville North territory.
Well, it was Harvey that's gained the zone up the right wall and sent the puck out. And I think it was Schumacher got in a little tighter than he wanted and gave Johnson a little push. And Johnson went down, drew the attention of the official, and getting a chance to converse with him about that play. But it was just an incidental play. No harm, no foul, but it's going to be a face-off. Might be outside the zone on this one. So, yes, it is. Bit of a break for Lakeville North, but that's what Harvey can do. He can gain the zone, put it out into play, but they're going to need to do that. But they're going to have to connect on some and make Johnson make some plays.
Face off at center ice right before Tradition Wealth Management banner ad of Chadwick Schumacher, private wealth advisor. He's the man over there. I'll be seeing him tomorrow. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. But
along with Jay Getteback.
Sweet.
There's a lot of great people over at Tradition Companies who make all this possible. They've been involved deeply in high school and youth hockey.
And that name brings up some memories. Henry Enneback for the previous Lakeville North squad was one of my favorite players, and that's when they had all the Palings and they had Max Johnson and they had Sadek and all the boys.
Just the depth
but
on
I
those
just
teams
loved the way
stunning.
Henry Enneback played.
The depth on those teams was stunning.
Oh, it was crazy.
Memorable. There's a shot in on goal. I mean, the perfect season. Everybody was talking about Tonka this year. Ooh, are they going to run the table? Nope, they're not. Because Hairman Town got in the way.
Right, Hairman Town threw a wrench in their gears, so to speak. But yeah, that was just one of those teams that's very special that comes along every once in a while. But it was fun to watch, and it's great to see the continued success from a lot of those players from that team. And congratulations to Ryan Lindgren, former
nice
golfer,
call.
His first opening debut for the New York Rangers tonight. And that's the 45th player, I believe, from Minnesota that is contributed in the NHL this year. That's a big
46th.
number. 46th.
Checked at center and dropped down as Caden Smith. Cougars regain possession as they look up ice. Now it's Bakke with it across the line. Lays a drop back, pass back for Portner. And into the net goes Johnson. And down he goes.
Yeah, that was Steinhagen that that got in tight, and I think it was Dupont. They just had a little trouble containing him, and a little conversation back at the bench, but very amicable. There's a lot of respect between these teams.
No relation to Moose Dupont, former Philadelphia Flyer.
Number 4, or I think it was number 4. Maybe it was number 2.
What number was the Hammer?
Dave the Hammer Schultz?
Yeah.
Think
Ovi.
I know. Oh.
Think Ovi.
8.
Yep.
Oh, he was 8.
Yeah, Clarkie doubled them up at 16 with no teeth. Set back in behind the net.
One of my favorite
Bernie
players.
Perrant with the mask I hated.
Oh,
here's a shallow angle. Rick McLeish, number 27. Man. Those were the days, huh?
Reggie Leach. I mean, they had a host of goals. Billy Barber as well. Yuri Dornhofer. Orange Kinderchuk just to show off a little bit, but that's way, way back. But faceoff going to come down to the north zone.
That one goes wide of the mark. There's a shallow angle again from the short side.
Well,
Williams, that net, they're going to the net hard, Bart Archer.
Well, they have to go to the net, but it's up to Lakeville North to kind of protect their goaltender as best they can, but they're getting to the net, but it's more important that the puck gets to the net, but it was kind of an owly little play because Ryan Williams turned and fired as seemingly a harmless shot, but they had support down there, and it was tough for Johnson to corral that rebound, so it got a little owly for North, but they survived.
Well, the last 2 series of possessions, Johnson's been kind of burrowed onto the ice.
And I know those goaltenders are going to start fighting back here pretty soon.
Man, a Billy Smith would absolutely sharpen the stick.
Or Ronnie Hextall.
Oh, there's nobody better than that. Remember when he was with the Quebec Nordiques? That's when he went psycho.
Well, I think he was psycho before. He just went over the edge there.
Back behind the net, Shandorf.
Uh-oh.
Connick the shot. Didn't get through as Welsh went to the butterfly and got big. Didn't have to worry about it.
Boy, you saw the Cougars' commitment to defense on that one. There were 4 bodies in front of that shot to protect their goaltender.
Kranz with it. You know, you get a feeling from the Panthers, they're not taking chances here offensively. They're doing what they have to to preserve the win, but they're not sitting back either. It's a fine line.
They got the run game going.
Lekvy there hits him on the way in off the end boards. Now the Panthers out of the corner. Kranz with nice control. He rolls into his man, Williams. Sent around the wall by Lekvy. Held in by Connick at the line. Now on it. It's played back to center ice. Sorry about the feed on the camera, folks. It's coming and going a little bit here in the third. Rister scores! Aguilera, that came out of nowhere. And it's now 3-2.
Well, and for Aguilera, that's his 6th goal of the season, but what a big one it was. Doesn't have to be pretty, just has to be effective. He just gained the zone, took a shot, beat Johnson up and over to the shoulder, but now it's a 1-goal game, just a tick under 13 minutes. It's a whole new ball game right now, and there's energy on the Cougar bench. It's energy that we haven't seen for a while, but Lakeville North just back to the dots, ready to get back to business. But we're one good shot away from a tie game now for the Cougar fans.
Well, the thing about a game like this, with this type of energy on a home game, you start to get a little more energy and a little more and a little more. What you get, you take a look at Lakeville North had the 2-goal lead, the worst lead to have in hockey, if there is such a thing. And you get into protection mode, and now we'll see what happens as this thing shakes down with 12:45 to go in the third. Nico Aguilera, the goal scorer there, sent back in behind the net. Harvey plays the body there. Now it's Lutke with it. Rink wide he goes. Malinsky has it. Now they'll take this one into the corner and icing the call.
Well, and I'm not sure Aaron Holtz knew that puck was chipped up. Otherwise, he might have won that race, but nothing against him. It was just a little bit too much on that little chip. Otherwise, he would have gone in home free. So a little bit of a break for this North Panther squad. Faceoff's going to come all the way down into the Cougar zone. It was Aguilera. Did not get the second assist. He didn't repeat it. I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying. But nonetheless, 3-2 game, 12:26 left in this third period. Big faceoff win by the Cougars.
At center ice. Across the line they go. And it's going to be once again jammed by the check of Harvey. Offensive zone for the Cougars. Rister. Oh! Look at this.
Yeah,
That thing nearly went shelf.
And I think it was Munson that tried to get in front of that one. The defenseman for Lakeville North might have changed the pitch on that one, but it was a pretty good shot from the point from Jacob Gunderson. Kind of a harmless shot, but it was going high around the crossbar height, but puck ramped up and out of play from Lakeville North, so faceoff's going to be to Johnson's left. Kind of a trying moment again for this North squad. Cougars are starting to get some pressure.
There's a chance off the side of the net that nearly finds its way through. Now it's controlled by Steinhagen. Looks to center. And they'll once again work their way to the right circle. In front shot. Oh, over the top of the goal. Another great chance by the Cougars. 11:25 to go here in the period.
That was Ryan Williams. He wants that one back.
Now back down into the corner. Liebens has it in the offensive zone as he'll look back up to the near side. Looks for some help now with Anello. And now it's going to be gathered in by Bakke down low. In front of the bench area it goes. Oh, look at that. They're going to bulldoze their way through, and now it's going to be Gasparini. He turns this one back up ice. Gasparini gets away from one check. Look at the wheels there. Off the side of the net it goes. Now it's going to be the Panthers in control up to the line. There's a wrister wide of the mark. The big carom over to the far side. Bakke is there. Cutting that one off is Schneider. They pin up off the boards. Now it's pool cued out of there by Schneider. And it's controlled by the Cougars once again. And at center ice, it's controlled and handled again. Schneider again to the right wing side. Gasparini. Oh, look out. Nearly hit the camera operator there.
Well, I'm not laughing about that, but boy, not a lot of room out there. It looks like the positioning from the Cougars is getting a little better in their own zone. They're spreading out. The problem with it was everybody was trying to defend. They got so congested once they got the puck, they really didn't have any options, so they opted to chip it out. But now they're getting some options coming out of the zone, and they're able to really put the pressure on the Lakeville North defensemen. So good things are changing for the Cougars. Things are starting to kind of fall into place, and they're getting some offensive flow. At least they're getting out of their zone clean.
10:14 to go in the period. 3-2 your score. And here they go, back in across the line. Set back in behind the net as there's Welsh to make the play. To the line. And back at center ice it goes. They'll play that one through back behind the net. Calderon is there. And the Cougars once again with it as they'll play to center ice. Here they come in across the line. They have a trailer on that play. That's Kroll. Kroll's wrist shot and a pad save by Johnson. Now it's the Panthers once again. Transition to Connick to the right wing side. Angled by Aguilera. He has the game's most recent goal to make it 3-2. Panthers entered the period with a 3-1 lead. Cougars are starting to seize a little momentum here. And now it's played back into center ice area. Cougars will regroup with it. That was Ulrich. That hits traffic. Now the Panthers will regroup again. That hits a man right at the line. Ooh, they tow it. Nice play by Ulrich. Up to the line it goes. Right wing side for Gunderson. High over the glass. In front to the slot. They try to play this one with a scoring chance, but nothing doing there. And it's back with Schneider to the near side for Griffin. Griffin now across the line. They look to the slot. Ulrich was there. Munson the clapper. That one's going to be off the gear of Aguilera. And back into the corner it goes. Up off the glass to center. And they'll regroup with it. The Panthers now backpedal at their own line and send that one right back in. Cougars again. Play this one rink wide. They're going to play this to center ice and back into the zone it goes. To the right wing side. There's a chance. Pad save. Rebound. That one played back over to the far side. Oh, my. Now in the corner they go with Harvey. Scores! Oh, we're tied at 3.
And that was Harvey from a very shallow angle. A lot of pressure going down into Lakeville North zone. They're getting the shots. The one was pretty easy one for Johnson to handle, but the rebound came out. They maintained possession of the zone, but it was Harvey from a very shallow angle on the left side. Just banked it off the goaltender up and in. We're not at a 3-8, 10 to go in regulation time. Whole new ball game. Just feel the tide turning a little bit. Now it's the Cougars with the energy. The onus is back on the Panthers to match the energy. Obviously, the Cougars have the mojo. It's up to the Panthers to take that back.
So Aaron Holes gets the goal. Harvey and Schumacher on the helpers.
Maybe I'll wait till he just officially announces the scoring.
8:15, and then into the bin goes Aaron Holes.
Well, for Aaron Holes, kind of a dubious distinction. That's his 5th goal of the year. What a big one it was. But now a penalty for the Cougars puts this Panthers on the power play. Boy, Trent Eigner couldn't have picked a better time to try to get some momentum back and get back to their game. They were so effective before, but once Lakeville North started to flex their offensive muscles, they went into a bit of a shell to a certain degree. They stopped moving their feet and really let the Cougars take the play away. Now it's a good chance for them to win this faceoff and put some pressure back on senior goaltender Henry Welsh.
Face-off win by the Cougars. They'll guide it along the wall, but it's tucked right back in by Munson. Find an opening now for Smith. Smith plays that up to the line. Now left side. Pearson plays that back down low for Smith. Back door. Oh, off the side of the goal. That was wide open there. They had an opportunity.
Boy, that mimics the first goal of the game, too.
Indeed it does. There's a shot that's off the pad and wide of the mark.
Battle down low. This Griffin along the end wall. Back to Pearson.
Up high they go, back to the quarter. And that one's going to be whistled down as, again, I work to get this. The technology is so good, but then it can just let you down, can it, Bart Archer?
Sometimes
I guess that's what happens when you do hundreds of games a year and you use the same gear. It's time. Wears out a lot quicker.
Well, they fatigue a little bit. You plug it in, you pull it out, plug it in again. Sometimes it fatigues, but you're doing a great job of doing the best you can. Play-by-play, technical troubleshooter over here. I'm just trying to stay out of your way. But Lakeville North works it over. It's Pearson down low, back to Pearson. Shallow angle, try to go short side. Nice save. Big clapper. Nice clear by South. But
yeah,
North
they worked that one the length of the ice, Bart Archer.
Well, and Lakeville North is getting their opportunities. They're getting their looks, so they're doing what they need to do. They just got to get a little bit closer and make their shots a little bit more effective. But nice clear by the Cougars. Just 6:15 left in this third period and 23 seconds left to Aaron in the penalty to Aaron Holtz.
Back behind the net they go with it. You're right, Bart Archer up ice. That's Griffin to deflect that one in behind the net. As they'll play this to the line, it's going to be Ulrich with it. And jammed on the play, and we'll send it right back in. Down goes the paddle of Johnson. 5:53 to go. Do you think we're going to have overtime here, Bart Archer?
It reeks of overtime. I think you're comfortable with the way that goaltender made that save, Pete.
I loved it. I made that. No turning over the stick or anything weird like that.
That's right.
Schneider now, that's off his stick. He's going to be watched on the play by the defense. That's Gunderson. Back into the corner it goes. And they have a whistle on the play. Do we have the net off its post? We do, Bart Archer.
Indeed we do. And I think that was actually Keaton Krantz who was going to the net with a little authority, but net just came off the moorings. We're 5:32. That time is going to tick pretty quick for both squads. You just want to play intelligent from this point. Don't make a bad play. Don't turn the puck over. Don't take a penalty. Be as responsible as possible. But Cougars dodged a bullet by killing the penalty off. on Aaron Holt. So they picked up their teammate. Now it's time to get down to work, but it's going to be an exciting 5:32. I'll promise you that.
Down 3-1. The Cougars tally twice here in the third, and they have evened it up 3-all. Back in across the line. That's the Panthers with it now as they look up ice. Handled again by the Cougars. Novak. He's hounded by Connick and stays back up the middle as he finds Aguilera. That's going to be poked to the near boards. That one hits Ulrich, and now it's Connick again. He's going to lay this one back as we are nearing the 12-minute mark here of period number 3. On the puck, it's Aguilera. Pushed off to the boards. And it's going to be the Panthers to flip to center. You know, talk about the tale of two periods. The Panthers looked so good and so comfortable in period number 2, and now it's the Cougars that look so comfortable in period number 3.
Well, that's what separates teams is you have to play the full 51 minutes, and it's not always that consistent. But the team that can find the motive of consistency in an effective way is going to have a better chance for success.
Well, and
both teams have showed up, though.
It was also a wash in period number 1, I felt. You know, both teams were pretty well matched.
Yeah,
having their moments.
Shot advantage to North, but you're right. As far as good scoring opportunities, very balanced.
Schumacher chucks some sauce to the right wing boards for Aaron Holt. He goes down on the play, and it's going to be picked up by Lee. Lee plays this one back in behind. Here they come. The Panthers out of the zone with 4:07 to go in the period. Sent in wide of the mark. Now it's going to be Gunderson. He better hurry as he's going to be pushed into the wall by Pearson. Now Pearson is there. Schumacher gets down low to take over the puck there.
Griffin.
And there's a chance. Ooh, that's blocked by Schumacher. Up high it comes. That one wide of the mark.
Boy, I'm not sure the Welsh saw that one either. Fortunate it went wide. Ooh, big hit.
You could hear that one thunder. Everybody's okay. There's a redirect that just misses the mark as well. Now the Panthers working out. Oh, a redirect. Nice job there at the stick by Smith. 3:24 to go. That puck sent back to the line. Munson is there. He plays that one to the slot. That one by Griffin just misses the mark. Now it's the Panthers that are buzzing in the offensive zone. Now they'll walk this one down low, looking to go to the goal mouth area. There was Munson to the line and not out. Sent in by Schneider. Back in behind the net. Schumacher cleared but not out. Held in by Pearson. Pearson shots on the stick of Harvey, and up the ice he goes, 1-on-3. He's going to be forced to create as he leaves off for Bakke. His shot's blocked, and now it's back in behind the net. 2:48 to go. Ooh, we got a man without a stick there in the corner. That's Munson. He's going to work the soccer skills there, and now they're going to try and sling this one around the wall. Connick to the line and out, and back at center they go with it with Malinsky. Malinsky now turns away, plays it to the right wing side, finds his man in Steinhagen. Across the line he goes with 2:28 to go, and they'll clear this one back down the ice. No ice on the play, and it's going to be in there first with Schandorf. Schandorf and Lutke. Lutke finds his man and Malinsky turned over. Oh, and a big save. Welsh, and the puck was loose. What a play. Portner was there to come away with it for the Cougars back up through center ice. He takes that one in across the line and plays it in and around. Bakke is there, played up to the neutral zone, and here they go. At the line, oh, nice job with the stick there, Portner. 1:56 to go in the third period. It is nail-biting time here at Haase Arena. Gasparini, long pass to center. No ice on the play as that was Connick there as he came together with Lutke. Back in behind the net, it's Malinsky. Malinsky with it. He's going to work it through center ice area. He'll walk across the line. Back into the corner, Malinsky in front. Oh, and a near redirect into the back of the net. How about that for an opportunity?
Well, Novak was waiting in the wings, so nice job by Will Johnson, the goaltender for the Panthers, to hold on to that puck. Kind of a shallow angle, but he went in with some speed as far as Malinsky, and he made the right play. Just put it back out in front, and it was very reminiscent to the previous goal that this Cougar team scored. But nice job by Johnson to corral that one as he had an opponent waiting in the wings for a second chance. 1:33 left in regulation time. Shots on goal, North 31, Cougars 29, so they've narrowed that gap.
This has been quite the hockey game here tonight between these two teams. Thoroughly entertaining.
The ebb and the flows of the game.
And it's been well played.
Indeed it has.
Clean, physical battles, good offensive zone time for each team, good defensive zone coverage, just very well played. High school hockey is in good hands here in Minnesota, no question.
Well, indeed it is. This is just going to be very responsible time for both teams. 1 minute, 12 seconds. Both teams, I would have to think, would put their most trusted players out on the ice as far as who might be available and everything. And you're going to have some goal scorers. I'm sure here comes the Harvey line and the Griffin line. So pulling out all the stops, trying to end this thing in regulation. Minute 12 to go. Should be exciting.
Got to match up the ones here. Griffin and Harvey. Harvey, nice win. Back to Ludke it goes. As it's Ludke to play to his partner in Malinsky. Malinsky tries to stick handle around Griffin, who doesn't. Bite on that. Smith shot and a glove save. What a good save there. Solid effort there by your goaltender.
Wow, that was a bit of a breakdown by the Cougars, but Welsh picked up his teammate. Really a nice glove save, about 1.5 feet off the ice. That was a very challenging save for this Cougar goaltender. Probably the best save of the game that we've seen so far, especially situation in consideration. But an offensive zone faceoff. Great opportunity for North, as it's going to be Griffin in the dot against Harvey. So two big bopper. Oh, it's going to be Smith in the dot. Important faceoff for both teams.
59.3 back up to the line. That gets away from Munson, and to center ice it goes. Off the bench area, Smith will play that one back in behind as Ludke will regroup behind his own net. That's off his stick there, and now it's going to be Ludke that wins the battle off the corner. Sends a pass to center. Across the line they go with Aaron Holes. Now he finds Schumacher, loads it up, and pushes that wide. Wanted to go far side. You could see the opening, but didn't quite have the angle he needed as he had to get around the defense. Harvey shot it on goal. Johnson now the save.
Well, indeed, and it was Schumacher waiting in the wing, so it was Harvey that turned and fired from the left circle. And really a nice save by Johnson as he held onto that puck. But it was, as I said, Schumacher waiting in the wings. The defenseman took advantage, but they did a nice job of blocking it out. So if there was a second chance, his stick was tied up. So very responsible play by the Lakeville North defenseman. 28.3 left in regulation time. Offensive zone faceoff now for the Cougars.
Trent Eigner wants a timeout. He's going to get it on the Lakeville North side. Both teams will have a minute or so to talk things over with 28.3 to go here in the third period.
Well, and that's the kind of the thing you play in the last minute, 15 seconds of a period. You put your ones out there where they're working awful hard. Great time for a timeout by the Lakeville North coach. Just kind of regroup, let them catch their breath, and get everybody focused. If there's a play, they're going to draw it up on the whiteboard. You know, there's still time, but it's an offensive zone faceoff for the Cougars, so they definitely have an advantage here if they can win the draw. Very, very important faceoff for both teams. I'm kind of a fan of the music they're playing here, Pete Wagner.
Yeah, I know you are. There's nothing about the big riffing that you hear right now.
Well, we're always not shy about putting our opinion into the music that's been afforded to us at the different venues we've attended. And this is top 5.
Yeah, you definitely. Well, not only is it top 5, but the Bose speakers that are hanging from up top have been absolutely money.
Well, now that you brought that up, they've just moved up to number
I haven't
4.
heard you. I haven't heard you complain once about understanding the public address guy. Not
no,
once.
he's
You've been really actually in a good mood tonight.
Well, look at where we are. We're at a great high school game. The place is packed. The band is here, or was here anyway.
Yeah, they're gone now.
And I can hear the PA announcer. It's just a win-win. I just should listen to him more.
As we like to say, we're all happy here.
Well, as happy as we can be.
It'll be Aguilera and Smith, and the puck's back in on goal. We'll see those two square up again.
Boy, not a bad win by Aguilera. He just turned to put a kind of a weaker backhand on net, but it's a shot on goal, forcing Johnson to cover up so they can reset, but a face-off win.
Once again, Aguilera and Smith. Smith gets it this time to Munson. Plays this to the near side for Schneider. Looks that one through center. The length of the ice it goes, 16.7. You can kind of hear a sigh of relief from the Cougar fans because they're going to get another opportunity to face off in the offensive zone.
Well, indeed, it was a good idea by Schneider. I think it just rolled off his stick a little bit, a little aggressive on the pass. Not a great angle on that, but great idea. He could have freed him up to go in all alone, but it was a big win by Lakeville North. They're going to have to do another one, just 16.7 seconds left. So if the Cougars can win this draw, get some pressure on Johnson, that obviously bodes well for Coach Kiwi Holme.
Face-off control by the Cougars. Nice job to fish that one out of there. Novak behind the net with 11 to go. Novak checked, stays with it. Novak looks up to the line, Gets it back. They'll quickly play it down. Keeping them to the perimeter are the Panthers. Great work. We're going to go to overtime, folks. Wow, what a period of hockey here from Hasse Arena. 2 goals by the Cougars put us into a position here now to work some extra time for you. As we'll take a quick timeout, we'll get things squared away coming up in a matter of moments. There'll be an 8-minute sudden death overtime coming up for you as high school hockey continues right here on the mnhockey.tv.
Felt like you didn't have time to work out? Do you have a hard time believing you could really get in shape, lose weight, or stick with exercise? As a busy person, does it all just sound too complicated? We've worked with thousands of people who've had those same concerns. People who have a real desire to take care of their bodies, but have trouble moving from intentions to real results. Based on 20 years of development and cutting-edge science, we have created a breakthrough and totally data-driven exercise program that can fit into anyone's schedule. It's all about quality over quantity. In just 20 minutes twice a week with one of our certified coaches, you can finally enjoy strength and experience success. Most traditional workouts fail to deliver the results people desire because they aren't designed with individuals in mind. Our Smart 20 workout measures your unique makeup, and our trainers are there to make sure you get a workout that's designed perfectly for you. Never before has there been a combination of strength and conditioning put together in such a safe and efficient manner that's totally accessible to everyone regardless of their current fitness level. Thousands of people have seen the results and shared their stories, but don't just take our word for it. Don't take the word of our thousands of success stories. Come in and try it for yourself. We believe so passionately in how we can help you that we are offering you the chance to get a free trial of our Smart 20 training sessions with one of our knowledgeable coaches. There is absolutely no commitment on your end. Plus, we'll answer all of your questions about how to meet your health, weight loss, and fitness objectives. What have you got to lose? Come in for your free personal Smart 20 sessions. Register for your free sessions by signing up at exercisecoach.com.
You said the band was gone, buddy.
I thought they were gone. My mistake. I made a couple tonight. Not earth-shattering.
You're allowed 2 a year.
Oh, well, I've used them both tonight, I think.
Yeah,
but
you're good.
But no, I just think
we're all good here.
I think the band just adds such a nice element to it. It just gives it a state tournament feel to a certain degree.
I'm looking at Chad Kruger right now, who I don't know if he's on edge. What would you say he is? Is he on edge?
Well,
or is he under control?
I think he's
he's feeling good.
Right?
He likes the momentum factor. He's working that.
Well, and I like the momentum factor as well. But Lakeville North did a good job of defending in the last minute of play. But it just seemed like the Cougars were the one kind of pushing the pace a little bit. I think that the important part of this overtime is just play intelligent hockey. No turnovers and gap control is going to be paramount. But always err on the side of defense. Don't take too many chances. If the chances come, you have to cash them in. The moment's going to pick you. Don't try to pick the moment. Just go out and play the game the way you know it's to be played. But hopefully we'll get to some resolution here.
That's a very noble statement by one Bart Archer.
It happens every once in a while. I think
let the moment pick you. You don't pick the moment. Right. They switch sides here. And we go with the long shifts, which always make things a little bit interesting in the extra session. Face-off win sent in by Aguilera, wide of the mark. In Panther territory, it's going to be Pearson to ring the boards. Back up at the center ice, it's Ludke to play that one back in behind. Now it's Pearson again, almost like Groundhog Day. Munson now will ring the left wing rail, and it's going to be picked up and handled by Malinsky and picked off back by Griffin. His pass handled there by Smith. That's deflected away. Tough sledding through the neutral zone here as the teams are playing it close to the vest. Ludke across the line. His shot deflects up and out of play.
Well, Ludke's got a lot of opportunities tonight. He's one of those defensemen that's not afraid to jump into the play. He's going to make a responsible decision, but he found the puck on the offensive side in the neutral zone and just walked in. And it was a right-handed shot or a left-handed shot on the right side. Pretty good angle, but a nice busy stick by the Lakeville North defender and ramping up and out of play. But the face-offs, so I've called them very important, but they even get enhanced when it's overtime.
Harvey now to face off against Griffin, who gets it.
Well, that was a clean win.
Ooh, they had a dangle around the referee. Nice job there by, was that Caden Smith that made the play?
I think so, but the referee didn't look like he was too motivated to move too much either.
Schumacher, well, you got it. You don't want to step back into it.
Right.
Back in front they go. That one misses Harvey, and they're going to play this one underneath the stick back in front of the bench area. Sent back in behind again. Now it's going to be Johnson to set that one up. Long pass too far. And we're going to bring it all the way back down for an icing call. And we'll catch up to the right of the Panther goaltender, Will Johnson.
Well, I think in this overtime session, take the opportunity, get the puck in the offensive zone. It gives you a better opportunity to change, get some fresh legs, and force the other team to defend with tired legs. Gives you a distinct advantage, and that's what the Cougars have right now.
Cougars now lean in to take the draw with Portner. Nice job on the win there by Kranz. Behind they go D to D to the Panthers. Nice forecheck there. Ooh, Bakke was there off the side of the cage. Couldn't get that one through. Gasparini watched by Bakke. Back in front again goes. Sticked off there. Net stays on its post. It started to tip. Now it's going to be handled by Gasparini. Plays ahead for Connick. Off the boards it goes. And it's going to be controlled and turned up ice by Weckman. Weckman finds his man. That's going to be, once again, Connick now to turn this one across the line. Look out. In front. Oh, and he fanned on it. Oh, they play it back through, but calm and cool as a cucumber as well. She just slid over to the right side.
Great play by Connick.
6:12 to go in the extra session indeed. Gasparini rips that one right back into the zone.
Well, there was a lot of offensive zone play by the Cougars. Really afforded them some line changes. Then it was the Panthers that actually turned it up. It was a really nice play by Connick. Just feathered a pass through. Just kind of dangled on him a little bit, but Johnson or Welsh was over to make that save. But kind of a trying moment for this Cougar team, but they survived. 6:08 left in this overtime period face-off at center ice.
Thanks for joining us here tonight at the MNHockey.tv. Again, we have doubleheader coming up on Thursday. These Lakeville North Panthers will be in action at the St. Louis Park Rec Center against Ken Pauley's Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights. And then it'll be Eden Prairie playing host to the Minnetonka Skippers. Saturday, Hill Murray travels to Braemar Arena to take on Edina. Played off the left wing boards. It's going to be Pearson swinging that one back in behind the net. Munson plays up to the right wing wall for Santiago, and it's going to be back through center ice. Here they go with it. Anello's shot in on goal as that's stopped and handled there by the goaltender, Henry Welsh.
Boy, a bit of an aggressive pinch by Lakeville South Cougars in the zone. Really allowed some space and some odd man rush coming the other way. But again, Welsh did a nice job of keeping that puck out of there. Kind of a harmless offensive chance, but nonetheless offensive zone time for this Panther team. Now they get the face-off. 5:53 left in overtime. Now the face-off again. Very important for this Cougars team. Obviously important for the Panthers as well.
Kivialmi will change his forward unit. Now back into the left of the Cougar goal they go. Ludke with it, back pedals. Plays this one ahead to the left wing side for Schumacher. He'll take this one across the line. Schumacher in deep, across the line in front. Harvey just misses the mark there. Oh, seeing eye feed there. Nice pass up to Malinsky. That one's deflected away. They'll send that one through. Aaron Holes and Schumacher teamed up for a goal a little bit earlier in the third period. 5:05 to go in the extra session. To the left wing side it goes. Out of the zone they go with Schneider. Now they'll work this one across the line and offside at the line. They'll face off in the center ice area.
Well, it was just Caden Smith that snuck in a half a stride early, but the referee, it was the referee in great proximity to make that call, a proper call to make, so it's going to come outside the Cougar zone. But kind of a trying moment. It was the Cougars that got a little deep on the forecheck, and it was the North that came back with some numbers. But Cougars very fortunate that was an offside whistle. Otherwise, it was a great chance for the Panthers.
Portner to take the draw against Kranz. Portner of South, Kranz of North. The Cougars now in possession. Play this one in deep. It was Steinhagen back to the corner. Gasparini plays the body on him. Gets a little bit of help from Kranz down low. Kranz deals with a check. Now it's Connick at center ice. 3-on-2 across the line. Gets the screen. Pad save. Scores! Oh, Connick draws the screen. And the Panthers go on to win here in overtime by a score of 4-3. Look at this one, Bart Archer. Connick pulls it. That's the man charging the net, crashing hard. And they bury. Oh, my word.
Well, that's why you go to the net with your stick on the ice. That's a primary example. It was Connick that took the initial shot. It was a decent save by Welsh. I think he wanted the rebound control a little bit better, but the defense have got to pick up the loose guy on the weak side. But a nice redirect by Lakeville North, and they celebrate a 4-3 win tonight. They certainly earned it tonight. but they're going to get a chance for the rematch final game of the regular season. That's going to be a doozy, I'll promise you that. But just a great exhibition of how this game should be played by both teams. A lot of emotion. It's a rivalry, a natural rivalry, a border rivalry, and they didn't get out of hand. They kept their emotions in check, but they still played the physical game. Very respectful game tonight. Fun game to watch as well, Pete Wagner.
Indeed it was. There it is. You see the handshake line. The Lakeville North Panthers win in overtime by a score of 4-3. Shots on goal for the game were 36 for the Panthers and 32 for the Cougars. Well-matched game. Two hockey clubs that look like they're destined for a collision course to battle another time for possibly, most likely, the Section 1AA final. We don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but these two teams are very solid, well-coached, and a terrific hockey game. Can't wait to get back here to Lakeville and do the game up at North.
Yeah, Ames Arena, looking forward to that one. We've been there before and looking forward to going back again. But Lakeville North really came in, kind of inflicted their will. It was the Cougars that showed some character, came back and kind of played their game for a while. But when it's all said and done in overtime, it was Lakeville North that came out the winner.
That's in about 30 days. Bart Archer, great job. Todd Grover, thank you for all your work on the camera. We'll just kind of sit here and let the crowd sift out before we tear down, and we'll say so long to all of you. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Don't forget, coming up on Thursday night, Lakeville North back in action, bounce-back game as they're going to take on a big one against the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights coming off this win. It's going to be real good for them to get back on the ice, I'm sure, to pick up where they left off, especially after that big win over Prior Lake. Things are feeling pretty good over there at the Panthers. Meanwhile, I will have Eden Prairie, Minnetonka, and then Edina Hill Murray. For Bart Archer and Todd Grover, I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.